All right, here we are back in the workshop, and we have a new pal. Her name is Lola. And of course, we have Oakley. Lola's here for a 2-week board and train. She's gonna get to work, sit down, stay here, place, and many other things. Now, Lola's backstory is she came from a broken home, so she's very scared of people. She doesn't really like people touching her, as I will demonstrate here shortly. So our goal is not only basic obedience, but letting her know that humans are actually pretty cool people, and we are here to help you out, you know? We're here to help her out, and I want her to be comfortable. Now, we're gonna go ahead and run through a short list of commands to see what she knows and how she knows it, and then that will let me know where to go from there. So let's get this started. Okay, all right. So first, I'm gonna do it with food. Now hey, get out of there. So with the food luring, the beef liver in hand, Lola, sit. Oh, all the way down. Okay, cool. All right, so she knows that with food, once again, which is totally cool. Helps me out a little bit. Lola, kennel. Okay, try it again. Lola, kennel. So remember, this is literally day one. She's only been here for like 2 hours, and it's just to see what she knows and what she doesn't know. Lola, place. Looks like all we really know is sit. Lola, sit. It's the food lure. Lola, down. That's good. Cool. All right. So we know sitting down. So now, oh, actually, didn't test the recall. Lola, come. Lola, here.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
So no recall. All right. So looks like we need to work on. Ooh. We need to work on recall, place, and kennel. And this is another one of her things. She doesn't like people touching her, and I'm gonna show you this right now. So whenever I'm gonna tell, look at that, pretty avoidant behavior.
I can't even believe it.
I want her to come close to me again, so I can show. Whenever I grab the top of her harness, yeah, you see, I mean, she's obviously giving me clear warning signs. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring them. The home that she came from, they had lots of kids, very young kids, and I believe. That's just shake. I believe that the kids were very, hi girl. Yeah, yeah, you're sweet. I believe the kids were very handsy, maybe a little too handsy, and it made her uncomfortable. So that's probably why. But this is good. Her tail isn't tucked all the way in, as you can see. We got a little tail wags, little baby tail wags, which is good. Okay, we are on day 6 with Lola's board and train. She's been doing pretty good. Very happy with results so far. Unfortunately, she did start her period, sadly. Not a big deal though, training-wise, but it is a big deal with all the other dogs around. But with Lola, her being on day 6, she's slowly starting to earn a lot of her freedom, right? So I have her in the house a lot more. Yeah, it's been quite the weather around here has been crazy. I have her inside a lot more, but as long as she's on the play sport, she can be there. Now, this is why she's here. She's really used to being on the play sport right now, but she is slowly earning her freedom. Throughout the day, I give her, 15, 20 minutes of doing whatever it is that she pleases whenever she's inside the house. But then after that, once I say place, she needs to go to her place board. So what I'm going to show you here is a couple of the commands that we've been working on. Obviously, the super basic ones, ace off, the super basic ones of sit down, stay, place, and her recall needs work. but we've been working on that, you know, when we go into public settings. All right, so one of the main things that I'm very proud of is Lola, place. Very proud of the place, mostly because place is super, super useful whenever you have your animal. Yes, good girl. Because when the doorbell's going off or it's getting a bit chaotic, it's always nice to send them to a spot that you know they're not going to leave. And like I said, she loves this place. All right, Lola, free. That's her free. Lola, sit. So that's anticipated behavior right there. So this is one thing that I need to work on with her a lot more. And that's what we have been doing. So one way, and as you can tell, she doesn't have a leash on either, so I'm not really correcting anything as of now. Lola, Lola, here. Yes, good here. Good girl. Lola, sit. This, I don't like this. It annoys the shit out of me. Now, whenever she goes home, if that's what the owner wants, then sure. But whenever she's with me, she needs to understand the difference between a sit and a down. Now we're letting Lola be whoever she wants to be. As you can tell, she's becoming a lot more comfortable with people, which is very good. We did some socialization training, or I took her to a store that had a lot of people. She was very curious about everyone. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that session again because the weather's been so buns. But once the weather clears up, hopefully we can get in another session out there because of how great she did do. And I need her to be really comfortable with in those settings as well. As you can tell, Lola's completely off leash. I have no treats. The only thing she gets whenever she does something good is my affection, because that is the ultimate goal towards the end. We're trying to bring out the best in her. Lola, free. Yes, good girl. Good free. Lola. So I'm going to switch. Lola, kennel. So this is another thing. Rather than kennel, she does play. So she's very confused about a lot of things. And, you know, obviously, this is things that we need to work on. So with that being said, I'm going to troubleshoot a lot of this, fix this really quick, and then we will come right back to you.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so I want to show you this. It is a clear night and day difference whenever the slip lead is on. Perfection doesn't happen within a week. It takes consistency, repetitiveness, and constantly doing it. One of the things that we don't really work on too much is a whole bunch of off-leash sessions because she hasn't been really good on the leash, but I just shooted the problems that we had and she's really good on the leash. So that being said, I need to do more off leash training with her, which is a good sign. Very, very good sign. So let me show you how she is whenever she has the slip lead on. And once again, no treats, just the leash. Okay, you ready, Lola? Lola, free. Good. Sit. Look at that, see? And if you remember last time, whenever I said sit, she went down. So this is what I don't like that she does. She moves without permission. I don't like it personally. Sit. Whenever I say sit, you don't move until I tell you you can move. Only for certain aspects, of course. But since we are in our training stages, this is okay. Good girl. Good girl. Since we are in our training stages, it is important to be a little bit militant about certain things and obviously lenient about others, right? Let's see what her decision is here. Good. That was a very good decision. Good job. Okay. Lola, place. Oh, I'm confusing her. I blocked her. Good job. Good place. Lola, free. Ooh, free. Yes. Kennel. So there, I don't know if you saw. One, I did correct her, for sure. And two, I said kennel. She gave me this side eye of doom, ignored me. So that's why I grabbed the leash and I corrected her. Whenever you're training your dog to do like commands, you want them to feel like there's no other option, especially for recalls. Recalls are super important. You want to make that very black and white, very clear, that, hey, you should do what I say, or else this is gonna happen. Now, one thing that I do differently with recalls is I make it a very positive experience. It's either if the dog has high food drive, then I'll use the food. If the dog has a high toy drive, I'll use the toy. If they have both, then I'll do both. Lola luckily has more food drive than toy drive.
Let me tell you something. Let me
She
tell
has
you
more
something.
food drive than toy drive, but she does like the toy a little bit too. So depending on the day will depend on what we use whenever we're working on the recall. And another thing that I found that helps me out a lot when doing recalls is doing it, forget the controlled environment. Do it in like a super controlled environment like this. I would do it in more of like a public setting. So the way I started off with her is, hi girl. The way I started off with her is we went to a public setting and I would pay her every time she would check in with me or engage. And then once she got in the habit of doing that, then whenever she would look at something and she's looking at it for too long meaning like more than 10, 15 seconds, then I would call her name and then I would pay her again for engagement, especially for listening to me. And then after that, I would add the Lola come or the Lola here. That entire time, whenever we did that segment with her, she was obviously on leash, but it was a total loose leash. Do whatever you want. I don't care. And you know, it really went well. It was honestly very smooth, very efficient. So that's why I need this weather to be better, so that way we can do it again, because it was so fun and she did great. But we're gonna get back to our session. Just wanted to give a quick update of how she's been doing. Obviously, some more work needs to be done. It's here for a little bit longer, a lot more work to do, but I'm excited. Our progress is going pretty smooth. As you can tell, she likes people now. She didn't really like dudes. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, well, yeah, we'll check in again after a couple of days. All right, so today is Lola's last and final day here at the Happy Hound Board and Train. She is leaving with upwards of at least 7 commands and pretty solid impulse control, as you can tell. Yes, she does want to get out. She's a very playful girl. Lola has a solid place, kennel, sit, down, stay, recall, and she could be called into a heel. She does really good on the leash. As far as off leash goes, of course, it still needs a little bit more work, but I can't complain. I can't complain at all. Very satisfied with what she's accomplished and how far she's come, especially when it comes to human affection, because she struggled with that a lot. She didn't really like people touching her. She still doesn't, but she is a lot more comfortable with it now. That is something that we worked on a lot. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys some commands that we do. First, we're gonna start with on leash, and then we are going to move to off leash. And as you can tell, I have no rewards, no treats. I have nothing. Everything is gonna be reliant. For the on leash, everything's gonna be, my voice and then the leash, and then off leash, of course, is gonna be mostly my voice. Lola, free. So that's how we release her from the kennel. That's normally our routine. She knows that I want her to go to place, but since that is predicted, we're gonna go ahead and switch it up here. Lola, kennel. Good. Lola, free. Good. Lola, sit. Yes. Down. Good girl. Place. Good girl, Lola. Down. Stay. And with Lola, one thing that I did differently with her training is I didn't use hand signs all that much. Because since whenever she came to me, she was a dog that was like very anxious and she wasn't taking too much food. So I just kind of had to do what I normally do, but I switched it up a decent amount. So this is kind of a new product of what I'm trying, and I'm honestly, for that being my first time, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm actually very happy with it. So the only like hand sign or like real body language that I give her is on the recall. one thing I've noticed a lot with her recall is she needs more encouragement. It's like you say, Lola, here. Good. Sit. Yes. So with her recall, normally whenever we're inside, what happens is she'll come and then she'll stop. But like right when she stops or I see that she's about to stop, I'll tell her good and then she'll keep coming and she'll keep coming. That is something that I've noticed with her. And, obviously we've worked on it. So we're going to do that 2 more times just so I can show you guys. Lola, place. Good. Lola, down. Good. Lola, here. Yes. Good girl. And for her rewards for here, lots of pets. Because remember how I said earlier the human affection was one of her main things that she didn't really like? Now she loves it. This is what I use as her reward system, aside from boiled chicken. Lola, sit. So this is something that she always ran into. Now what you would do with, okay, she already knows, is you would apply a little bit of upwards leash pressure and then she'll go back up into her sit. And I'll show you guys how to do that off leash as well. Sit. Oh, there you go. See, upward pressure. Boom. Awesome. He really doesn't like to sleep with around. Lola, place. Okay. So now we're going to do all the exact same stuff off leash. So first things first. Lola, down. Stay. So for stays, I'll walk around, walk over here. Got a little tennis ball. Bounce this around her. These are some of the drills that I did. She's a very playful girl. She's definitely in that playful mood. Lola, down. And you saw there, she wanted to go for the ball, but she controlled herself. This is what I mean by her impulse control. She lacked it a lot. And there's obviously still room for improvement. And there's only so much that I can do within 2 weeks. But as long as mom and dad keep up with training at home, Lola's going to be an amazing dog. She'll be great. So that's some impulse control that I do there. Other things that you also can do if you're at home, you got the rope down. So obviously I'm going to reinforce it. Stay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He on X Games mode.
Well, so, and then whenever you want to release her from her place, this is what we do. So there's 2 ways that she gets off. It's either you can just say it, Lola, free. If free doesn't work, that doesn't work. One thing that works very well with her, which is kind of adorable, very cute, I love it, is I'll tap her paws. Free.
That's the cutest thing
And
I've
then
ever seen in my entire
she's
life.
off, right? Lola, here. Lola, sit. So this is one of her big problems off the leash with her sit. Whenever she goes back into the down, I'm going to show you guys how to fix it once she's done itching herself. Lola, here. Sit. So this is what I do. Just step over her a little bit. Boom. Perfect. Yes. Good girl. Her giving me the paws the first time that's ever happened, but that's all right. Not upset about it. Good sit. Down. Good girl. Lola, place. Good. Lola, free. Good job. Lola, kennel. Excellent. So same thing for kennel is like, or the same thing for the place board falls in like, is the exact same thing as the kennel. So I'd reinforce stay. Lola, stay. You do this at the beginning stages of training. One reason and one reason only. And so that way, once they get older, you won't have to say the stay. You can just leave the kennel door open and then they'll already know what to do, right? But at the start, lots of help, lots of help. Now, once they reach that, I don't know, maybe 3-year mark, I'm assuming 3-year, the dog understands the routine, the dog knows what to do, and the dog's going to do it without you even having to say anything, which is the goal, right? That's why with training, it's being consistent, being patient, and being fair in the training, right? Lola, free. Good girl. Yay! Good job. Lola, place. Good place. Free. Okay, so I'm gonna let Lola do her own thing and play around a little bit. But that will conclude everything that Lola has completed in these 2 weeks. Those are your basic commands inside of a controlled environment. She also does really well outside with other dogs around as well. And she does really good with people, which was one of the more important things that the owners requested, is for her to be okay with people touching her. As you can tell, she is still a little bit, well, looking at her tail, not that uneasy, but you know, she's comfortable with me touching her ears, lifting her lip, lifting this lip, booping her nose, touching the back of her tail, touching her paws, rubbing her belly, touching these back paws. She's gotten very comfortable with the human touch, which is awesome. And she's become obedient. Lola, free? But yeah, that will conclude Lola's 2-week board and train. I'm very satisfied with everything that she completed. Lots more work to do whenever she gets home. The training doesn't stop here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching Lola's progress as much as I did.